morning, everybody, and welcome to the 2A Street.
2A Street, let's go.
I've got Abe across from me. Hey, Abe.
What is up with y'all?
2018. Happy New Year, my man.
Happy New Year, dog.
Thanks, man. How was your break?
It was pretty good. Chill, really nice, relaxing.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's the way it's supposed to be, isn't it?
100, man, 100.
Oh, man.
Take some time off and chill out.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know why this isn't cutting properly on my screen here, so we're gonna have to just play with it by ear here. Hold up. That's all right. I'll work with this while we're talking, figure out what the problem is here.
Yeah.
Funny technologies, man. It's all good. So anyways, so we were talking a little bit before the show, and I was texting you the other day, and we're talking about getting a new device and all that, and how lucky I am. The company that I have just provides me with the things that I need. And I don't know if you noticed in me in the past month or so, but I've been really low on motivation and the drive to do things and all that. I mean, even posting the podcast, it's weeks when it's supposed to be weekly.
Yeah.
And all that, and it got me thinking that it's, I really try not to put myself in the position of being somebody of privilege, but I mean, growing up in North America alone is a privilege. But I mean, we got all these great technologies and all that kind of stuff. We can go to a tap anytime we want and get water. And, whatever we want is available, whether for free or for money, that kind of thing. We're in a privileged environment. So if everything's so great, how come I feel in a funk every once in a while? Why? Everything's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't look at my blessings all the time and just sit there and at least be happy or excited to do something. But sometimes I just get down. I mean, I got zero things to complain about.
Right.
And I end up just funking out. And I mean, we're not talking about a day, my dog died kind of thing, and I'm sad for a while. I have no reason, and I just can't get motivated. I can't drive or not drive this way. But I don't know, man. What do you do? We're all so blessed and privileged, and not excited about life, man. What do you think, man? I don't know.
I actually was going through the same slump, and I was talking to the homie Joe a couple of days ago.
Yeah, Joe Benjamin, right?
Yeah, I'm like, dog, I don't feel motivated right now to do anything. To post, I got a lot of things to post, a lot of things that are, archives upon archives like we have.
Yeah.
And he'd say one thing real quick. He say, as a creative, you give so much that sometimes you need that downtime to just relax.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just refresh yourself, because if you give a lot, you need to replenish what it is that's been taken.
Sure. The fill the cup kind of theory.
Exactly. You got to fill that cup up. You know what I mean? Because if you keep on giving and you don't replenish yourself, you're gonna get to the point of burnout.
Right.
And then you never want to do it again.
Right. Okay. So at this point, then, if you take a look at the math, we're going on, I think, 8 months or something, where you and I have been doing this together. Plus, both of us are doing creative things outside of here. Plus, we're volunteering and all that kind of stuff. So, being down for 3 or 4 weeks is probably nothing. Then is what you're saying compared to the large scale.
If your company can say you got vacation time, they see that you need that time off to just chill out.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm getting myself in trouble with, even at work, is that I still got a week that I was supposed to use up before the end of the year, and that's the thing, I'm getting in trouble for not taking my time off. And now you're proving my employer correct by saying, dude, you gotta take your time off, because you're useless if you're not
100.
filling up, man.
100.
It's not
100. And one thing that I know for sure is that, when you're going through that downtime where you're not motivated, there is always something that, this is what I'm saying, replenish yourself. So you have to be in a zone where you're feeding on something else that brings back the things that have been taken away from you, or the things that you've given. Because it's one thing to say I'm not motivated and you're just there in a slump and you're just chilling and you ain't doing nothing productive. You still got to get into a zone where you're still getting something from somebody that is feeding you, so that you can in return give back.
Well, and that's the whole thing, is that I find that I mean, and I'm really going to try and keep the line separate between a depression and what we go through right now. Depression is something totally different.
100.
But here it feels like it, and we isolate ourselves much like what you do when you're in a depression. It's like, oh, Abe doesn't want to hear about my problems, or you know, I just, since I don't feel like myself, I won't be my show for when I see, even though you might be my replenishing force. You know what I mean? So it makes it really hard to just pick up the phone and say, Abe, you got time for a coffee? Because I'm just feeling down. I need a little bit of juice. You know what I mean? And the whole thing is we tend to internalize things so much that I go, well, Abe might be going through something too. You know, and you start to create that doubt when you're, everybody else around you is in a different phase. And even though we both might be low on energy, that still might be enough to bring us both up.
Exactly.
You know, but your mind does some funny things in there. I mean, that's the thing, is that even with me opening this up as being a privileged conversation, it's not the right mentality to be in, because even though we have everything available, it doesn't mean we can't be in a funk.
Exactly.
You know, so
it's acceptable, man. It's acceptable. You can't beat yourself up. We can't beat ourselves up by saying, "Oh man, I'm not motivated right now." That's a lie from the pit of hell. You know what I'm saying? We gotta accept that. Yeah, I'm not motivated, but at the same time, you know, I have to be feeding. I have to be eating. You know what I'm saying? If you're hungry, you go eat something, or else you get malnourished. It's the same thing with our mentality. It's the same thing with our hearts. If we're not feeding constantly or consistently on something, then we're gonna get to a point of shutdown, man. You feel me? So we have to keep on eating. We have to keep on feeding, no matter how demotivated you feel. You know, there's somebody somewhere that you go that's going to inspire you to do something.
Yeah. So maybe that's the thing. I don't consume a whole lot of other stuff, and I mean, social media is so negative these days that it's really hard to pick up on those things and go, yeah, that makes me want to get out of bed this morning. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
it's tough, man. So you follow a lot of things on social media. You already mentioned Joe and all that. Are there other resources that you tune into to kind of get that extra feel? I find that occasionally music works for me. But I gotta really be in a certain zone for it to pick me up, and then, you know, to the point where I'm singing in the car. You know, those are feel good days, but then they're kind of short highs. What do you do? Do you start writing? Is that what you do as well? Just get things off your chest?
For my motivation, usually I look at people that have made it. You know what I mean? And they're still hungry. You know, I'm not just looking at somebody who made it and they're quiet or whatever. You know, I'm looking at somebody who made it and they're still out here, still hustling, still getting the money, still motivating people at the same time. You know, that's where I go for my motivation. You know, and there's plenty of them. You know, you don't even have to go on social media. In our own city, you know, you can see people that have made it. You know, I was following the journey of a young kid up in this piece right here who sells houses. He started from one house to where now he has his own firm. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
And I was like, wow, okay, you know, that's, to me, I always want to pick on him, like you know, take a look to see where he at. You know, and you see that the hustle is it's way bigger. Another woman, same thing. You know, and now they got associates, they got people working for them, but they started from something. From nothing, I mean, you know what I'm saying? And so that's where I built my motivation. This is in energy alone. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing is because of social media, you don't get a chance to see their downtime. You know what I mean? And then that's the thing that makes me as a creative guy go, man, I don't have it. I don't got the chops. I don't, all those things, because all you ever see is them doing their thing and they're just hammering it out there. But man, if they got an arsenal like we have, I could have sat the past month and just taken a couple hours, you know, in that month to post a couple of episodes and then still make it look like we were there. But you know, I mean, I wear what we do on my shoulder as this badge of honor. So when we're down, people know that we're down. You know what I mean? And and that's the whole thing. Is that I don't know if that's how vulnerable and transparent that we're supposed to be. Or if we're supposed to also just do the same thing and be like, oh no, everything's rolling along at the 2A street, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, I think we do it a little bit differently in that we really open ourselves to other people, and that I think it's only fair to show that we have off days as well, because an off day to us doesn't take that other guy that's not feeling well and say, oh, them guys at 2A are always, you know, out there and they're always grinding. It's like, no, man, the 2A guys are regular as well. So we're where you are. Is that the right image that we should be doing?
No, like I think being transparent is one key, right? You know what I'm saying? Because then, like when you are transparent with your audience, they will be able to relate with you. You know, like I fight myself like when I don't post and stuff because I know there's people who depending on that kind of stuff. They love to follow the journey. You know, so it's always good that, you know, even when in my downtime, I want to post something. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody somewhere is in need of that word. Yeah. They're in need of that thing right there. So it's a battle, yes, but you know, it's a good thing to just keep on and keep on, because at the end of the day, you never know who's gonna need that upliftment. And being honest, like we're talking right now, then somebody who gonna listen, they're gonna be like, yo, you know, they go through situations where they don't want to post, they don't want to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And as a creative, it is a fight. It's a battle. Yeah. Because when you give, like what we're doing right now, it might be just an hour. Yeah. But it takes so much out of us.
Yeah, for sure.
We're thinking, constantly thinking. You know what I mean? That to the point where you're just so tired of you're done, you're drained. You just want to close yourself up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Which is natural. But but we can't close ourselves up and forget the people that we've already inspired that are looking forward to the word that we're going to come out with.
Yeah. No, you know what then. If that's the case, which it is, I mean, you're speaking some really good logic here, and I just should have called you earlier, but nonetheless, so I apologize to everybody out there for not posting lately, but at least there's this episode there now that when something's going on, I'll try and find a way to cleverly post this one that 2A is just human, and then we there's lots of material on there, so we'll keep it flowing on there. So I'm really interested in some of the collaborational stuff that you're doing, because this is a really important part of pulling yourself out of a funk. Is like you're saying, is sometimes just what you see, what you write, what you read isn't enough. You need other people out there to either lift you up or just bounce an idea off to realize how illogically you're thinking, much like my entire morning. You know, and that's the thing is there's a couple of things. There's number one is, are you even in front of them in the first place? And then number two, are you reaching out to them, right? Because it's really easy that when you send me a text message, yo dog, how's it going? It's great, man. How you doing? You know, it's easy to fake it. And so there's got to be a way that we can encourage others, though, to be legit. Yeah. You know, because the only reason why I don't tell you that I'm down is because I don't want to talk about it. But you need to talk about it. So how do we help people? You know how there's that thing with text messaging your kids, that if they're ever in a situation that they're not comfortable in, they just text you a capital X or something, and that means, yo, dad, call me or something because I need out of a situation. Is there a way to do that with your friends that they know? Like, how do you train your friends to say, something ain't right, you are right, and then have them care well enough to actually see if things are okay? You know what I mean? Because if I tell you it's okay, and you're like, no, dog, thumbs up, what's up? That's really important as a friend for you to be doing that. But only certain friends kind of it's not about care, but kind of want to invest, because some friends don't want to invest in you enough to be like, oh, he's just going to bog me down or something, you know, because they got other things going on as well. So how do we help ourselves and our friends just get a little bit better at understanding that, hey, you know, I know that you're not feeling well today, but maybe let's do it tomorrow or something like that, so that you're not necessarily on the spot right here and now for it. But do you have things that you find help getting people out there? Like you say, you reach out to Joe. Does he reach out back to you? And then,
it's a two-part question that you just brought up.
Well,
so one, if you friends and you truly are in a real healthy friendship with somebody, you can tell when they respond in a text that this is not their normal self. You feel me? Because you know when they respond, you know they tone, like, so to speak, when they respond.
On a text, which is odd, right?
So you know that, all right, you know, something's down. So you gotta keep on going with that person. Like, what's going on here, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, your answers are not the normal usual ones. You feel me? So, but it takes investment in somebody. It takes investment in a relationship like that. You know, so that's how we can get ourselves out of a slump. Because sometimes we're not honest enough to just come and say, yo, I'm down right now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't right. Things ain't going good for me right now. You know, so we have to invest in those relationships, and then in return, we know, you know, when somebody is down. You feel me? And the next one, about the people that are coming on board with the team and stuff like that. It is certain things like that, avoiding burnout, you know, and also exposing people to the audience that I have, you know, because I see that, all right, for example, if I bring Corey Cole up in this piece and let him bring in to touch a different audience, you know, and then that audience goes over to him and he brings me to his people, you know what I'm saying, and just market ourselves that way. You know, that's business, that's marketing 101 right there.
For sure.
You know, and I got Shriba, she's a writer, and I like her articles, what she writes about, it pertains to women. You feel me? So I'm like, man, you know, this is beautiful. Because a lot of women are going through these things that you're talking about. You feel me? So I put it on the team. I'm like, all right, I need your writing because this is things that women are going through. Single women, married women, you know, young girls, old girls, you know, they're going through this situation. So let me bring this to the audience too, you know, and that broadens the audience and it also helps the people. You know what I mean? So then now I don't feel that pressure no more to say I gotta have 3 things written in a week. You know what I'm saying? Even though I have it, it's still good to have the arsenal in your library. You know, and then we got you. You know, you come. So it's good to have a team that comes out and works together for the good of the people. If you're creative, you're not good on your own. You know what I'm saying? We need each other, and then we're gonna move from this to where we sit down, all creatives, let's sit down on the table, around the table, and let's talk about ways that we can reach first to our city, you know what I mean? And then reach to the broader province, country, you know what I'm saying? And then internationally, you feel me? Because at the end of the day, we have to use our gifts to enrich people. We have to use our gifts to equip people. If we don't do that, we're doing a disservice. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be hungry enough to say, yo, I'm gonna use what I got right here for the next person. 100.
Man, that's some really solid words there. I like where you're going with this. Why do I feel like a burden then to reach out to you? You know what I mean? Like, why would I mentally think that you ain't got time for me? Is like, I don't know if we want to bring up childhood or whatever, but I shouldn't feel like that. I mean, we've been through a lot together, man. And I sometimes I don't want to be that burden to you. So is it that maybe when people come to me, I feel that they're a burden sometimes depending on what, like, you and I know a lot of people that are acquaintances more than friends. We put out a lot into acquaintances knowing that we might not get any kind of return on them.
100.
So to them, it's not burdensome in that regard. It's just that it's not a positive water filling of our cup kind of thing. Why is it for not just myself but for others as well that we feel like we're a burden to those around us that are genuinely able and willing to help when we feel like a burden? How do we know that it's okay to reach out? How do we know that I know you're in my safe spot, I know that, but I still feel like a burden to you? What can we do to help people that go through the same thing?
You got to cut out that lie that you feel like you're burdening somebody. It's a lie. You know, the devil is a liar. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to isolate people so that he can make you feel a certain way, and then depression kicks in, and then you feel even worse. You feel me? So first we got to cast out the devil. You know what I'm saying? And tell him his place, that he's got to go back to the pits of hell. You feel me? Because even if you reach out to a person and they tell you they're busy, at least you have done something. Instead of just thinking that, I'm going to be a burden to that person. How do you know? If you don't ask, you ain't never know. You feel me? So we got to come out here and just be vulnerable and tell you, like, yo, dog, you got time for me right now? If a dude got no time, then he tells you I ain't got time right now. But at least you've reached out.
Yeah, you know what? And it actually just inspired a different point is, we talk about being around wholesome people, about people that are only of benefit. Sounds kind of selfish, but I mean, it's kind of the foundation of it anyways, is that if I reach out to you and you say, dog, I'm too busy, man, you just answered that you're not the guy I need to be coming to and hanging out with anyways. Right. You know what I mean? But the enemy's a deceiver too. And that's the thing is that not only, maybe I don't want to hear that answer from you. Like that's the thing is that maybe I'm so connected to what we do that if you said, man, I'm too busy today, then I will take it to the extreme. And it's like, no, you got a job. And I gotta respect, but that's the thing though, is that you would come to me and say, yo, but I'm free at 6. You know what I mean? And I don't know, I guess I just haven't experienced this in many years of just being down. And there used to be a point where I didn't have a support group, and the people that used to support me, things happened that I found out quickly and it was probably unrelated to my actual friendship with them, but because of the event that happened, it made it look like their friendship wasn't there, kind of thing. So I think, if anything, I just got a little bit of soul searching that I need to do and recognize the people around me that are a resource. And even if you're not a resource, at least then I know you're not a resource, because I think it's the unknown that starts creating that doubt. And then you start getting into that line, that spiral of death that you're talking about there, where you start creating scenarios. But man, there's probably 5 people that I could list right now that immediately, as soon as I say something's up, they'd come to me right away. But there was in my head of, man, you're just a burden. They're too busy. They got other things. And I think what I almost don't like about what you said is that when you're sitting there saying the devil's affecting you, is it's like, no, man, we work hard to have the Lord on our side, you know what I mean? And that's the thing, is that, again, though, that's the mentality that sometimes people as Christians think, is that because bad things are happening, that God's not with me.
Right.
And that's another deception, another lie, man. And that's the whole thing, is there isn't anything that we get ourselves in that there isn't some way to get out of.
100.
And that's the problem, is that we think that we're down, it means we're out. And I think it happens too quickly, and I'm not sure that that's always been the case. It might have been just social media, in the past 10 years or whatnot, that makes everything look so perfect and everybody's so busy that we become burdens to others. But I'm telling you, man, it is really weird knowing that I have all these good things happening and feel so isolated. It's just a really weird thing. So I don't know. I hope that somebody can listen to this and know that it's okay to reach out.
It's great to reach out, man.
You've already labeled off a couple of people that are out there to help. There's Joe Benjamin. There's Corey Cope that you're talking about. There's yourself, if anybody hasn't checked out, eh? So, that's the thing, is that why didn't I just even start reading some of your articles? You know what I mean? Like that, I don't even need to show you or talk to you to let you know I'm down. I just pick up, read the latest thing of Joe or you, or just Google anything. What's the verse of the day? And yet there I wasn't. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's just kind of crazy, man.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. What are your thoughts for me, man? I'm not sure that I got this one, because it might be easy for me to get out, but somebody that's in deeper might not be as inspired.
There we go.
So,
there we go.
What do you think?
I think that, you just need, if somebody's in a state where they feel stuck, you got to reach out to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not worth it going through it alone. You know what I mean? There is somebody who's gone through that situation. They went through it so that in return they can give back to you. You know what I mean? So when you hold back and you think that I'm the only one going through this, that's a selfish thought. Everybody, somebody somewhere has gone through that situation. It's just a matter of you opening a book or just reaching out to somebody. You know what I mean? You don't need 20 friends. You don't need 10 friends. You can have 5 friends, and those are the best people that you can ever have. I have an issue with people that have too many friends. You know what I'm saying? Because too many partners, it just causes too many issues. It's better to have a circle of friends that know you well. You know what I'm saying? And they're concerned about you. They check on you. You know what I mean? And invest in you, and you invest in them as well. You feel me? That way, when you get into a slump, they call you right quick, like, hey, I heard from you in a minute. Well, what's going down? You know what I'm saying? Where you at? What you doing? Let's go for a coffee. You feel me? But if you close yourself out, you're going to just get into a state where you're going to get depressed. And you feel that the world is coming against you when ain't nobody coming against you. It's just your thoughts turning against you. You feel me? So just get out there and reach out to somebody and be friends with people that actually care.
Well, that's the thing, right? Is that you hear it all the time, is quality over quantity. Right? I would rather have a lot of time with a few friends rather than a little bit of time with everybody.
Right.
And that's the whole thing, is that the same application here, is maybe it's that Christmas season though as well. Maybe that's part of the whole thing, is because that is where we are the most busy and socializing, and that is draining.
Yes.
Right? Of being characters. You and I are known as characters.
Yeah.
Right? We go out there, and for some reason, we're talking to people. We're talking to everybody.
Yeah.
The whole room is our friend by the end of the night, you know?
Yes.
But our spouses, you know, they're the ones that are hanging out at the water cooler and all that. They're observing, they're taking it in, they're finding little things.
Yeah.
But for you and I to be out every day talking to people, and then you got youth group, and then you got, you know, all those kind of things. I mean, that's just draining.
Oh, definitely.
And maybe it just takes down your defenses. Maybe that's all that it is that it's got nothing, but it's just that maybe I got so tapped out in my output that I just didn't have enough to form that shield against the enemy. It's not that the enemy's attacking me any more than normal. I mean, he hates me every morning. Already, he does not like you and I getting together, man.
Yeah.
Even today, we're 30 minutes late getting started. That was purely because he didn't want us to wake up, man. You know, this is some really interesting points, man, because I think it's a combination of so many factors. And they all cumulatively build until the point that you realize that you're underwater, but you didn't notice that you were drowning. And that was the whole thing, is that there's got to be the recognition of signs, and I think that you labeled a bunch of them already on, you know, when you're starting to feel isolated, when you're looking around and you haven't talked to anybody in 15 hours, 16 hours or something, and that's talking to nobody.
Right.
You know, maybe there's a problem. You know, I only noticed it today. Not today. Today's too early to know. I noticed it yesterday that there were messages from a week ago that I hadn't gone back to somebody. That should be a red flag for me to say, yo, something's off.
Something's off,
because, dude, you always respond, at least within the day. A day is a long time for me to... If I'm not getting back to you in a day...
There's a situation.
But that's the thing, is that I think maybe out of this one we might be able to get a checklist of... You might not recognize that you're in a funk, but here's some signs that you're heading into one. If you haven't sat down with any of your friends in 3 days... If you haven't responded to a text message in 5 hours and you know that it's there, sometimes you miss them, but if you know there's somebody that messaged you and you hadn't gone back to them in 5 hours, you start looking at yourself and start going, hold on a second, this is somebody that's reaching out to me that is a friend, at least according to my profile of friends. Why am I waiting 5 hours to answer this guy?
Exactly.
You know, yo, dog, how you doing? I'm great, thanks, how's your day? That's really easy. It doesn't matter. And if I'm still choosing not to answer you on that, I need to look at my heart. I need to look at my mind.
100,
You know, so I think maybe that'll be an article that we can post to you, and we'll link to it in the summary of this one here. That, you know,
100.
you take a look at things, and then you know what we'll do, because I think it's the right thing to do, is that for those that are going through the other half of this equation, being depression and mental wellness, we'll put in the suicide helpline and all that kind of stuff in there as well. So that when people need somebody to talk to, they can do that. Because sometimes the 2A is unresourced to be able to handle with that level of... I think you said you were there once. I know that I've been there once before, where just life isn't worth it. That's different than what I'm talking about here today. I mean, this is just
this is what they call the writer's block. So
So
you just feel like you're not motivated to do what you want to do.
That's right. But there is the other half. The people that I know for sure, and this is why I'm concerned about it, is that I know for sure some of the things that I'm feeling now are some of the things that I felt way back then when I wanted to kill myself. And that's the problem, is that it's really important to recognize the difference between the two. And so I don't want somebody coming into this thinking that we're a cure for depression, because we're not.
No.
We're just trying to help people get out of a funk. And so I think that we'll also try and post the resources on there as well about that if you're really in trouble, right? I mean, because that's why I opened it up with privileges, because I got nothing to complain about.
Right.
You know, I got no deaths in the family, no loss of job. You know, the top 5 things that make people want to, consider. And that's the thing, is that there's some very clear distinctions there. But I could have easily came in here and said, dude, I'm depressed. And that'd be a lie, right? Because I'm not. I'm not depressed. I'm just in a funk, man.
Yeah.
And depression hurts and kills.
100.
And it's an enemy on its own. So we'll make sure that we do that as well. But I think you got some material there that you can write on your blog. So that's abemawayo.com, ABEMAWOYO.com.
.com, 100.
Conversations with Abe and all that. You can follow him on there. But you know, as much as it sounded like I don't listen to you, I do listen to you. I just not while I was with my folks, so I hope I didn't offend you now and there. But yeah, no, man, it's I'm gonna wrap this one up because I think it'll become broken record if I keep hammering on it. I think that we nailed the points that I wanted to on it, and I do. I want to follow up next week. Make sure we follow up on our next week one. Yeah. To say, you know, so how you at after talking about that? I think it'd be good for our listeners to hear that because, man, this 2018, brand new year. You know, we just celebrated Christmas, celebrated New Year. I got a new phone. Man, this world's amazing, you know? Yes. And here I am coming in and just bogging down all our listeners, man. It's all good.
That's all good, dog.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So on that note, we are the Two-Way Streets.
Two-Way Street.
Welcome me back, welcome us back to the 2018.
Yes, sir.
That is my co-host and definitely good friend Abe over there.
Let's get it.
You look for him. iTunes, Google Play Music, all those good places.
We out here, man. We out
and listen for some of the new things that we're doing in the new year. Starting right away. We got some crazy things happening. I'm not even going to let the cat out of the bag on this one. The cat is in there solid, but we're going to make some announcements over the next little while that's going to be pretty exciting. Thank you for joining us. We are the 2A Street.
Sweet, yeah.
Have a good day.